The clock just ran out. Less than 24 hours ago, high-level talks between the US and Iran ended without a deal. JD Vance has left Islamabad. The final and best offer is on the table, but Iran didn't take it. As you're watching this right now, the US Navy has officially started blocking ships from entering or leaving Iranian ports. The United States Navy is enforcing a blockade on Iran today, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. This is not a warning, it is live. We were told the Islamabad Accord was the exit ramp. Instead, those 21 hours became the trigger for what comes next. Welcome to Global Context. I'm walking you through what actually happened inside those talks and why the world just got more dangerous. Hit subscribe right now. Things are moving every hour and you need to be here for every update. Let's get into it. Let me take you inside those rooms. To understand where we are, you need to understand exactly what happened in Islamabad. Pakistan hosted this summit at enormous diplomatic cost. PM Shehbaz Sharif put the full weight of his government behind it. Pakistani officials worked through nights to get both delegations in the same building, something that hadn't happened since 1979. Iran sent a delegation of 71 people. The US brought Vance, Steve Witkoff, and Jared Kushner. Pakistan mediated, and they talked for 21 straight hours, multiple sessions across 2 days, technical discussions running separately. Iranian Foreign Minister Araghchi said they were just inches away from the Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding before things broke down. So what broke them? The US came in with 6 specific demands, non-negotiable red lines. Let's look at them. 1. Iran ends all uranium enrichment. 2. Iran dismantles all its major nuclear enrichment facilities. 3. Highly enriched uranium gets removed entirely. 4. Iran accepts a broader regional peace and security framework. 5. Iran stops funding proxy groups. 6. Iran fully opens the Strait of Hormuz with absolutely no tolls. Iran sent back its own position. Tehran's 4 starting conditions were equally firm. They demanded full sovereignty over the strait. They wanted war reparations, release of all frozen assets, and a comprehensive ceasefire across the entire West Asia region. The gap is massive. The US wants nuclear-free and open waterways. Iran wants recognition and payment for damages. Vance walked out Sunday morning. He said that while they had substantive discussions, the Iranians chose not to accept the terms. He left their final and best offer on the table. He didn't close the door entirely, but he walked out himself. Iran's parliament speaker Ghalibaf said the US side failed to gain their trust. Their narrative is completely different. That gap between narratives is why we're in this mess. Now, let's look at why nuclear was the biggest wall. Why nuclear? Trump said on Sunday, they want nuclear weapons. It's not going to happen. It's as clear as it gets. To understand Iran, you have to see what nuclear capability means to them. It's not just a weapon, it's a guarantor of survival. They watched Iraq and Libya give up programs and get destroyed. They believe their nuclear program prevents them from that fate. Every time they've been close to a deal, the US has either walked away or launched strikes. February 28th happened during talks. So when the US says, give it up now, Iran's answer is a question of survival. They want assurance the war would actually be over. Analysts say Iran still believes its military performance gives it leverage. Tehran was not ready for what it views as surrender. Trump floated joint administration of the strait. Tehran rejected it flatly, claiming it falls entirely under their territorial waters. Vance closed the door on a genuine attempt. Now, let's talk about the moment he landed and the blockade began. Trump posted on Truth Social, effective immediately, the US Navy will begin blockading any and all ships entering or leaving the strait. He added, we are fully locked and loaded. Our military will finish up the little that is left of Iran. High-stakes language. CENTCOM clarified, the blockade applies to ships entering or leaving Iranian ports, not general transit through the strait. If you pick up Iranian oil or paid Iran a toll, the US Navy will intercept you in international waters. This attacks Iran's leverage. The US is also clearing mines. Experts say this could take days. The strait is a complex, confined waterway. The DOJ also issued a warning. They will vigorously prosecute anyone buying or selling sanctioned Iranian oil. Target: quiet buyers in Asia. The Revolutionary Guard responded, no port in the Persian Gulf will be safe if Iranian ports are threatened. That's a direct threat to allies. They're threatening the ports of Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Kuwait. Security is now for everyone or for no one. The trigger is pulled. Now for the number that hits you. Oil. Brent crude crossed $100 per barrel immediately after the announcement. Gas in America is sitting at $4.12 a gallon, and that was calculated before today's blockade went into effect. Experts say we have a market shortage of 7 million barrels of crude. We just added to that by making Iranian barrels off limits. We could be looking at elevated oil prices into late 2026. This isn't a short-term market reaction, it's structural. There's also a China dimension. Intelligence indicates China may provide Iran with new air defense weaponry in the coming weeks. Mike Pompeo says Trump has gone for the jugular, cutting off all revenue. This puts both Iran and China in a very difficult spot. But 412 gasoline is not sustainable for an administration built on economic performance. This cost the White House too. Don't close the door on diplomacy just yet. Look at what Pakistan is saying. Deputy PM Ishaq Dar says they will continue dialogue. Iran's spokesman said they should never have expected a deal in one session. They will continue work to bring views closer together. The Iranian side stayed in Islamabad for hours after Vance left, conferring with Pakistani mediators working to find a formula. Vance left the offer on the table. The ceasefire technically holds until April 22nd. Further rounds remain possible. But the blockade complicates everything. Iran is now deciding under pressure. Their suspicion of U.S. trust is not irrational from their view. We have 9 days. Reports say Trump is considering resuming limited military strikes to break the stalemate. The countdown is live. The Islamabad collapse was about a fundamental disagreement on what this war settled. It's the bigger picture we're missing. The U.S. believes strikes have degraded Iran enough to force concessions. Iran believes their survival and the strait closure gives them leverage. Both sides cannot both be correct. Those 21 hours at the Serena were where those incompatible reads collided. Can the U.S. squeeze Iran's revenue hard enough before the economic and political cost at home shifts the U.S. calculation first? That's the question. The 6 red lines Vance carried aren't changing. Iran coming back under pressure is the only path to ending this. It's a matter of cost. Either the blockade accelerates a deal, or it triggers new retaliation and strikes, taking us back to full-scale war by April 22nd. So here's where things stand. The blockade is live. U.S. Navy ships are in position. Mine clearing is beginning. The thread is thin. The ceasefire technically holds, but IRGC is threatening Gulf ports. Vance is back in D.C., and Pakistan is still working the phones. Oil is over $100. Gas is $4.12. China may be sending weapons. This is a powder keg. We find out in 9 days exactly what the next phase looks like. Stay locked in because this does not stop moving. I want you to answer in the comments. Did the U.S. walk away too early? Was Iran ever serious about a deal? I'll read every response. Second, J.D. Vance. Was he the right person to lead these talks? Or did the epic fury mindset make a deal impossible from the start? Subscribe if you haven't. Share this with anyone who thinks the peace process is on track. It's not. Hit like if this helped. Click the next video for the full breakdown of naval assets and mine clearing operations. This is Global Context. Stay sharp.